Oh dear, I can tell already this is going to be one of those videos. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this. This is Hank Uloff from OurMarketingGuy.com. Uh, Everyone by now has used email. I fought it forever. I thought, what the heck? Why do I need email? But then I had to embrace it, and now I get about 250 emails a day. And what has happened recently is there are some changes going on with email. I have with me two incredible marketers. One, Craig Valine, EMP Results. Say hey, Craig.
Hey, everybody.
And Kay Wallace from Tools to Connect, the most incredible social media human being you will ever meet. Say hey, Kay.
Hey, Kay. Oh, sorry.
Oh dear gosh, this is gonna be a rough video, folks. All of us are used to running the videos and running the discussions, and we're all on one. But this is kind of important. We are in August of 2013. You may end up watching this video months or even years from now, so there's some information we're going to share with you that you're probably going to say, well, duh. But things are starting to change in the email world, and we wanted to discuss it right now. Let's see. We're going to start ladies first. Hey, Kay, Gmail, that Google stuff, has made a couple of changes. Why don't you see it from your point of view from the social media? And Craig, after she's done, why don't you talk about it a bit from the marketer's point of view, comparing it to direct mail and corralling your herd.
Okay.
So you take it first, Kay.
Okay. Well, so the changes that Gmail has done recently is put filters in. And two that they populated is, I believe it's promotions and social media, or social. So
I'm going to take a quick look. We're going to be
we get visuals.
Yeah, we will if I can do it right. But just keep talking while I get my Gmail working.
Okay, perfect.
Your screen is locked in, so we'll go.
Okay. So so why is this important and who cares, right?
Yes.
If you're someone like the three of us and you get, 100 emails a day or more, it's a way to filter through some of the, well, I'll use segment. It's a way to segment.
Okay.
So for instance, for myself, because I have a social media agency, I get a lot of things that I always have Google alerts for: Facebook, Yelp, YouTube, all that kind of stuff. And they always have been coming into my regular inbox. Well, now they go into this social box.
Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna share my screen so that we can just kind of point out where they are.
Okay,
so
great.
I almost used my finger to do this. So here's the primary. Here's the social stuff.
Yes.
And then here are the promotions, which deals, offers, and other marketing media. And over here, they say messages from social networks, media sharing sites, online dating services. Oh, good. And other social websites. Okay.
So for instance, if you get tagged a lot in Facebook, that kind of thing, and we've all got those email notifications that we go through that notifies us that we've been tagged or whatever, or at least I do, because I want to know when somebody tags me.
Yes.
That's where those go now. So now I don't have to be. It's not an urgent that I can take a look at my primary emails and go, okay, let's do my day-to-day business, and then maybe at the end of the evening, or the next morning I'm having coffee, I can go through those and filter through what's important and what's not. So it's just a level that where you would normally sort it yourself. Mm-hmm. It just kind of automatically does it for you.
Okay,
There's,
now
and I know after Craig talks, I think one of the things that you're probably going to go over is additional boxes you can add, which
I'm writing that down.
yes. Well, and Craig, obviously, this is his bailiwick, so to speak, his area of expertise, and the marketing side of like newsletters and things, because there's also boxes that you can add for that type of information. And for those, so that's a good bad, and I'll tee that one up for him to take. But that's a good bad scenario if you receive a lot of newsletters.
Well,
Is, you know, that kind of thing. For me, I love the change because it automatically filters out those things for me that I can go check later.
okay, well, let me add one comment, and then we're going to flip over to Craig to talk about that part.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll tell people that the reason you want to comment on Facebook posts is that everyone in that chain will then get an email that says you commented on it. And since Facebook is a lot about building community, people seeing your name showing up, that you're a commenter, eventually they want to check you out and find out more about you, especially if your comments on Facebook are more than just LOL.
Well, and also, as you mentioned, when you're talked about, you know, and I'll give a great example that you posted something this morning, and you tagged me, and your network is commenting on it. So for me, it's great to say, oh, well, I see this person regularly coming on Hank. Maybe I need to get to know this person. So, you know.
Yeah, I have about a dozen friends in Louisiana. Hey, all y'all. That came from one person to another, and I have this whole little network down there that I think is just really cool. So, okay, let's switch over to Craig. Craig, take your hand away from your mouse because I'm going to lock you on this.
Facial hair, I play with it all the time.
I love Craig. He's awesome. So, talk about what are these little tabs going to do from a marketing point of view, and from that exactly what Kate over here said, that newsletter point of view.
So, as a marketer, if you email your herd or your list that you market to, that those people that are your prospects, your customers, your past customers, whatever, and they had been in the past getting your email, your Gmail, right, in your Gmail account in the inbox, it is now any email sent to over 100 people, I believe, is automatically put into the promotions tab. Okay. So what the challenge with that is, if you're also getting emails from other high volume email marketers, such as let's just say LL Bean or whatever, those are all going to be in that promotions tab, and you're going to get overwhelmed, and your email may or may not be seen. Okay. So, go ahead. Question.
Well, I was going to say, does that mean that if you're sending out a newsletter and you have an email list of 2,000, does that mean you group your emails in groups of 98, and you send 30, 40, do whatever the math is, 20 different emails of 98 to that crowd?
No, it doesn't have to be that complicated, because I think that's a lot more work. But what it does mean that marketers have to educate their herd. Number one, if they have a good relationship with their herd, then people are eager to receive their email communications, such as a newsletter every week or updates or whatever. So what has to happen, and you kind of alluded to it when you showed your screen before, is there are 3 tabs now. There's the personal tab.
Do you want me to go back to the screen share?
Sure.
Okay. And you know what? I want to say something really fun here. It's cool. You call them the herd, and Kay's term is raving fans. So the difference between marketing and social media, raving fans versus the herd. Okay, where are you?
I would say there's multiple names for the exact same thing, and I think I would prefer to call them. In fact, if they want to receive your email communications, then they have to be raving fans, because otherwise they're just people on a list who don't care one way or another if they're receiving your email. So.
Okay, so now that my Gmail is up,
Okay, so you'll notice there, and I think it's so tiny on your screen, but that from my point of view, but you have 3 tabs there. Is that correct? Up
Yeah.
on
Tell you
top.
what, if you on your Google Hangout, if you click on my box in the middle, it'll pop up to your main one.
There it is. Okay. So you have a primary, then you have a social, and then you have promotions.
Yes.
So right now, anything that is not coming from an individual one-on-one or one to a few is going to your primary. Okay.
Which is interesting because all of the ones that I'm seeing in here, I know none of these are one-to-ones really.
Really?
There's only I can see like 2 or 3, but
Well, and I
it's
can tell you
interesting.
why.
Okay,
Actually, if you click on Market 2 webinars,
got it.
and then where are you? See the little tag up there next to the More button up there on the top of the, yeah.
This one.
Click on there and see what it says. See,
There,
you
I
have no assignment to it. So, you might have unchecked that on purpose or by accident, and so it doesn't have anywhere to go. So it's just
we're gonna say
automatically
it.
yeah. So it typically Google will assign a label to it. So if it assumes that it's a mass market kind of thing or going to a larger list, then it's going to go to the promotions tab. But if it doesn't, if it looks personal, then it's going to go to the primary tab. So you might have unchecked it because most of your other emails will have an assigned label to it.
So now I just created a mass market, and now mass market shows up here.
Yeah. So you can create. So here's the thing about that marketers need to know is that you need to tell. There's a couple ways to do it. Number one, you can eliminate that promotions tab altogether. Okay. And the way you would do that is by going up to that little knob up that you were playing with before.
Over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Click on it.
Got it.
And go to configure inbox. And you
Okay.
can see how those as primary, social, and promotions is checked.
Yes.
You can uncheck the promotions box. Just do it for now. Click
Okay.
save.
And then look at that. It disappeared.
Right. So
I didn't even have to refresh.
So here's the thing. As a marketer, that's what I would suggest. That's one of the primary ways I would suggest you inform your raving fans to do that, so your email does not get lost or lost among a bunch of other promotions, if you will.
So, which is one of the reasons we're doing this video is we're gonna all end up doing blog posts about it and talking to our raving fans.
Our peeps. They just call them our peeps.
Our herd of raving fans.
Okay, I'll take that. I just drove through the middle of California coming back from a client meeting in Northern California, and all I saw were hundreds and thousands of acres of cows in herds. So I'm going to call them raving peeps.
I call them left-sided, right-sided, hillside cows, because you ever notice they don't walk down, they just walk left or right?
Okay, that's another video.
That's a California thing, by the way. Anybody watching that's out of state. Anyway, so
that's because there are no hills in Texas.
So that's that one thing is probably the easiest thing that marketers can do to assure that the people are still getting the best chance possible to read the email. Okay?
And capturing all the free content or all the worthwhile content that they signed up for in the first place. I know that the newsletter that you send out every month is incredibly packed with stuff. You probably give away too much, but that's for each business owner to decide.
Well, just coincidentally, just on that thing, right? It's Eben Pagan might be calling it riding the free line or something like that, giving away your best stuff up front. Because I got to tell you, that newsletter is my number one, aside from speaking, is my number one tool for getting new clients. And it's because they read the stuff, they go, wow, this guy knows what he's talking about, and I want to know more, so then they hire me as a result of it. So there's something to be said about that.
What about you, Kay? Do you want to say something about that?
I actually used to do, I mean, I'm a business partner with Constant Contact. I also use video newsletters. And I actually, for me, I stopped doing them. I used to do exactly what, Craig did, give away all the good stuff. However, because of what I do in my business, and everything I do is online marketing, and that's where my consulting business and management business lies, is I stopped doing the newsletter, and I am much more successful putting it out on all social media platforms at, doing what I call, the drip marketing with one thought at a time. So,
Well,
it,
and that's, if I may, that's what you're doing is exactly what I'm doing, except you're doing it at a drip at a time.
right,
And I use social media in my business, but it's not my primary method of marketing. It's an addition to, like, a multiple stream marketing approach.
right.
But as being the social media guru that you are, it makes sense that you're doing it that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's all marketing. I mean, we're all marketing, bozo, or whatever. So
Well,
we're just having a little bit different approach in which we're meeting our clients, potential clients, where they are.
Well, and I want to mention something about that, is that related to Gmail, is that Gmail does have that social media tab, and so anything that you're doing with your that people are subscribed to in any way. So, for instance, if they're subscribed to YouTube as well, or anything that you do, it's going to show up there. So if you update a new video in YouTube, it's going to send them an email and say, Craig Valine just updated a new video.
Right.
So you don't have to send out a separate email to say, hey, I just uploaded a new video to YouTube. You should see it. You see the benefit there? So if you do something on Tumblr, if you do something on Facebook, if you do something on Twitter, it's going to send them an email telling them that you just did those things. And that's one less thing you have to do, if that makes sense.
Yes. So basically, for those of you out there listening to this or watching this, we all hate change, or most of us do. I love change. I thrive on it. But most people hate change, and they get up in the morning and Facebook has got a whole new look, and they're all irritated and annoyed. But I mean,
and that just happened too.
Well, and so this Gmail change, you've got to look at it from how does it work for you. So, I mean, I gave you one perspective. Craig has given you a different perspective. So, if you're how you market, but also how you receive. How can you manage your emails better and filter them out and know where they are? It's a better time management system. So, set it up correctly. If you like the old Gmail, you can always, unclick all of those, and it all goes back into your inbox, that's what you've been used to.
Let me put this in a different way, or just looking at it from another point of view. My first email address was a Yahoo address, and Yahoo still has this. There's the inbox, the outbox, sent, and there's that bulk mail,
right,
where all of the quote ads go. It may be that part of this, we see part of this change as, so promotions is really just another way of saying bulk mail, or the advertisements. So it may be how you present this to your clients, or and say, look, we're going to be in the promotions, we're not bulk, or just how we all have to look at what those emails look like. Now, I'm gonna segue to another point. It is my very strongly held belief, since we are talking about Gmail, and we chatted about this before we went live. I never ever want to read a business card that you hand me that says your Gmail address. I don't care if you use Gmail and you forward all your email there. If you sent a note, and this doesn't happen, but if you send it to welove@ourmarketingguy.com, it goes into my regular email place. I don't forward it into Gmail, but you would never know, and I never publicize my Gmail address. It isn't professional. You need to be using your company name, something at your company name as your email address. If you sort it in all the other little places, that's cool, but never ever, raise your right hand, repeat after me, and promise I will never promote it. It's like you won't know that I have a Yahoo, except that I say it. You just don't do it. It's not professional, everybody. It's not good marketing. So, okay, I'm off that soapbox.
But
Had
that
to say it.
said, everything I do is toolstoconnect.com.
Mm-hmm.
But I use Google and Gmail exclusively for documents, for, we're doing a Google Hangout,
Right.
So, you make a very good point. You can use it on the back side, just don't tell anybody on the front side.
Wow, you said that a lot better than I did in a lot fewer words. I guess it's all that tweeting that you have to do. 140 characters or less.
Exactly.
It creeps into your regular speak.
Hey, I want to ask you guys something. I just want to, and we didn't talk about this, so I'm just gonna throw it out there. So just because it's Google, Gmail is Google, what are your thoughts? And there's not been anything in the written word. This is just sheer conjecture in my head, but just knowing the way Google works and working with them, do you think that as this filter actually grows and changes and Google, makes changes to it, do you think your filter will be having to do with keywords in the future in your email, in the emails that you're getting? Will they be sorted by keywords possibly?
Of course. My quick answer is yeah. You could set up a tab that said Facebook, so all your Facebook emails that have that, or I could set one up for our marketing guy, or marketing, or any number of different things. Heck, I could have them for my promotional product suppliers. I could set up a bunch of keywords. Sure. Now, didn't you say, Craig, you can set up other tabs too, right?
That's correct. So under the same dial that you had, well, you just did it, or no, you created a label. So I'm going to say I'm not sure if you can set up new tabs, but I know you can set up new labels.
Okay, so just coming back here, it's this plus sign, right?
Yeah, go back up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go to the plus, then I could set up a new. You know what? It doesn't. It says select the tabs to enable. I don't see where I can create my own yet, Kay.
Yeah.
No, so I don't think you can yet.
Yeah.
That was just a conjecture in my head on my part. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I keep on stepping on you, Kay. But yeah, I'm with her. I thought you could, but it looks like you can just set up new labels. So, and those are probably keywords too. Those might have. I agree with Kay. I think with what's your name? Hank. Sorry.
It's written right here at the bottom of my screen. There we go, right there.
I think it's beneficial to play with Google. I know Jennifer Bagley had said that when we were at Gallup and DNet stuff, is that play with Google as much as possible and play by their rules, the best you possibly can. But I think that eventually the keywords are going to make a huge difference as to where how email gets delivered, where it gets delivered, et cetera, et cetera. And that's probably already existent. If we, I was reading the Google blog there, and there's so much on the Google blog that we don't even know we don't even know. So if you're a serious marketer and you use online, I would suggest either number one, educating yourself by reading what's going on with Google on a regular basis, and you just type in Google blog on Google, and you can find it. The other thing is hire someone like who's like a marketing expert who can help guide you through these processes. Because 1 week to another, Google's changing its rules or adding new features or taking away features, and you've got to stay up on it.
Well, I know even the Google certified SEO guys and all that. I mean, they're having a hard time keeping up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a full-time job, just keeping up with what Google changes every day.
Right.
Well, let's look at it. If you worked for Google in their improvements department, the way you rationalize keeping your job is by changing the rules.
Amen to that.
Let's look back at more of an industrial age. The reason that General Motors changed its models every year, the line from Blazing Saddles is, "We have to keep our phony baloney jobs, gentlemen." So by changing the rules all the time, they rationalize their existence. And now watch, all my Google access will get killed. But change be good, as they say,
Yes.
or change is constant. So okay, we're going to get to the end of this. Are there any final comments that either of you need to make? Let's go with Kay first, because she's in Texas.
Oh, and that's the reason? Okay.
Only reason.
Oh, okay. No, I mean, I would just kind of reiterate what I said earlier, which is like, set up, customize your inbox, your Gmail, the way that works for you and your business, and then to piggyback on what Craig said, which is, as a marketer, educate your customer base. So that will be my 2.
Awesome. What about you, Craig?
Well, I agree with Kay, and I would also add that you need to, if you have raving fans who like to receive your emails and read your newsletters, and they want to receive it, you have to train them on how to receive the emails, especially if the Gmail users right now. But just because Gmail is going through this, and like I said, Hotmail's already got a filtering system. Get to know what those filtering systems are within each major email recipient. Yahoo, Hotmail, Google, etc., etc. Get to know what those are so you can educate people on how to receive your communications, because it's really about the relationship you have with your raving fans, and if you're not able to get through to them, if they can't, something else will come along that'll get their attention, or you want to make sure that your communication is getting through. Communication, by definition, is the response you get. So if they get nothing to respond to react to, then you miss out on that valuable relationship.
Good point.
Damn, that guy's smart. My comments are kind of simple. When email first came around, it was like, wow, you can send out mass emails and it's free. And it was the new shiny thing. And yeah, a lot of most emails got opened. As time went by, and those of us, in marketing, taught our clients, you can do this for free, and you can save a lot of mailing costs and however else you were sending your messages. Spam went up, kind of like direct mail spam, it comes in. So people have caught up and they've become more educated. Open rates for unsolicited emails have plummeted. And whereas we used to say, doggone it, why are you mailing me all this stuff? It's filling my physical mailbox. 27 Victoria. Come to think, but I haven't gotten 27 Victoria's Secret catalogs in a week in a long, long time. Now what happens is that if you're mass marketing with email, you're going to get lower rates. So communicating with your fans, your herd, your potential clients, one way isn't the best way, and you can't just do it one way. You have to, example, I do a marketing show every year for clients, and since it's in September, I do everything from sending email to sending direct mail postcards to direct mail greeting cards in a greeting card system that I use. I will make phone calls. I'll send some emails in different ways. and I'll just hand out flyers when I'm at networking events. You know, I don't think any one of them is the right way, and you have to communicate, as Craig mentioned, you have to communicate with them the way they want to be communicated with. You know, think of your own marketing. Some people, you know, do you like to get emails? Do you appreciate being able to scan down? Do you like getting faxes? Do you like being texted, you know, on your phone when there are specials? Understand we all have different ways we want to be communicated, and when you're marketing, use that as well, because your clients all want to, you know, all have different ways of receiving information.
That's right.
All right. So to wrap this up, there's going to be a web form attached to the bottom of this. If you have any questions, you can fill that in, and one of us or all of us will respond to you. If you want more information on social media, hey, Kay Wallace, your website is?
Toolstoconnect.com.
Where it's right. Wow, Tools to Connect. It's on your lower third right there, and there's your phone number too. And people can capture you that way. How about you, Mr. No BS Craig Valine?
I run a local group for entrepreneurs that helps them make better strategic marketing decisions here in the Los Angeles area. You can visit that website at www.empresults.com, and my phone number is on there as well on the lower third.
Cool. And I have been to Craig's event. I am a member of his organization. It's incredible. It's a once-a-month deal, one evening a month. I always come away with things that help me market my company better. If you're in LA, you need to check it out. It's just really that simple. I help, you know, my tag is that you were taught how to do what you do when you were in college, but you were never taught how to market it, and that's what our marketingguy.com does. My website's on the screen, but the phone number is 800-705-HANK or 705-4265. So thanks for watching this. We very much appreciate you taking the time to listen to us ramble a little bit and share some information. That's our whole job. And we will see you very soon on the marketing end of it. So everybody wave, and I'm going to hit the end broadcast.